Welcome into the Red Zone, everybody. I'm Kevin Jackman. A tough week against Wheaton, a loss 42-20. Lose the Little Brass Bell, but the Cardinals 5-1 and they still control their own destiny inside the CCIW. Head coach Jeff Thorne is on to talk about the loss and also look forward to homecoming, and Dom Muoghalu joins the set as well. We have all that and more next on the Red Zone.
Presenting sponsor of the Red Zone is Athletico, the preferred provider of physical therapy and athletic training for North Central College.
Welcome into the Red Zone, and head coach Jeff Thorne is here. And coach, I know it's a sports cliche, but a tale of two halves really defines this game against Wheaton. What was the difference? What was the change that happened between the first half on Saturday night and the second half on Monday night?
Well, essentially it had two games. It really wasn't two halves, it was two games. We controlled the first game on Saturday, much like last season, where we controlled the first game, and then in the playoffs they controlled the second game. It was very similar. They outplayed us Monday night, flat out. Difficult scenario, difficult circumstances. Would never want to do that again. I don't suggest it for anybody. But yeah, they controlled the second game, obviously, in a big way, and it was disappointing for us to play that way. We just got to move on. We can still control our destiny, so went out and we're still CCIW champions.
A lot of variabilities when you go from a game on Saturday to a game on Monday, and even the game on Saturday was split up by 2.5 hours of a lightning delay. Right. As a coaching staff, and this is an extremely unique set of circumstances, how do you get your staff and your players on the same page when you have to warm up basically 3 times for the same game?
Just staying mentally focused. We talk all the time about present moment focus and control what you can control, and we couldn't control decisions that were being made. That was completely out of our hands. I had no say. I didn't even get to sit in on conversations. So we were told what we were going to do and shared that with the team. We're going to do what they tell us to do, and we'll go out and we'll play as hard as we can. So, we did that, and the prep between Saturday and Monday, you look at film, and they came out, and then they beat us Monday. That first drive was critical, defensive drive, and then we come out and we go 3 and out, and momentum is lost, and you don't have a full game to recover that back. So it was uncharted waters for everybody involved, Wheaton included. I don't think they've ever been involved in anything like that either. So, learning experience. I hope I never have to go through a game like that again. We certainly would have preferred to move the game time up, and we had reached out to Wheaton College on Thursday to do as such based on the weather. But it is what it is, and we took a loss, and we got to move forward.
Hopefully we get blue skies on Saturday for the Augustana game.
That'd be nice.
So now the bell switches hands, and I know that's not the focus of the season, but it certainly stings a little bit. However, and you mentioned this just a few moments ago, you control your own destiny as far as the conference goes. So while this does hurt, I'm sure in the moment you guys have to refocus in a hurry and move forward. What is that process like for an entire football team?
It's one of the benefits of having played Monday and having it being over Monday and then Tuesday game planning and here it being Wednesday. We haven't practiced yet for Augustana. So in a lot of ways it's a good thing because it's going to be a really short week. We got to get over it really fast and move on. But yeah, if we take care of business in these next 4 games, then we'll be holding the CCIW championship trophy again. A lot of work to be done. There's some really good teams that stand between us and that championship. But we know that if we just take care of business and do what we're supposed to do, then we'll be okay at the end.
We're past the midway point, but I figured it'd be a good time to check in and do kind of a progress report on each of the position groups. And I figured we could start. The main focal point seems like it's been on the defensive line and getting back to where they were last year because there's a lot of talent there. So through 6 weeks, what is that group looking like right now?
We're not playing the same way we did a year ago, flat out on the defensive side of the ball. We've got to get that squared away. Monday night was a really clear example of that, and so we're going to look at some things and make some changes from a personnel standpoint. If we've got to change some things schematically, we will, but we've got to get that squared away. To play championship football, we've got to play at a higher level on both sides of the ball, but defense wins championships.
Yeah.
And that wasn't Cardinal defense Monday night.
Linebackers have looked pretty good. Maybe the strength of that defense so far this year. Tommy, it was the preseason All-American. You knew what he was going to bring to the table. DJ has certainly brought the ferocity that you would expect, and Tyler Oakley has been making plays all over the field. Have they brought what you expected when you entered into the season?
The guys are playing hard.
Yeah.
There's no, never question their heart and how hard they play. Technique, assignment, and things that we've got to do a better job of as players, but as coaches too.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, the product that's on the field is a direct result of the coaching that goes into it. And you know, we talk all the time in our offices about you're either coaching it or allowing it to happen. And so at the end of the day, we've got to look ourselves in the mirror. We've got to coach better.
Yeah.
End of story.
What does that look like? Because I know you're an offensive mind, but you certainly have a perspective that you could bring to the defensive side. So are there conversations between you and Coach Murray about maybe things to try out defensively?
Absolutely. Yeah, you know, and that's the uniqueness of being an offensive mind and having been a quarterback is I know what gives an offensive coordinator trouble.
Yeah.
I know what confuses and puts doubt in the mind of a quarterback. So those are things we talk about all the time.
Now I want to shift to the offensive side.
Yeah.
Brock Rudder continues to try and break in this new receiving group. A lot of young faces, a lot of freshmen, but how big and how important are the Corey Hardemas and the Michael Sfickuses that are, you know, kind of steady presences in that receiving core? Very
important. I thought Mike Sfickus had his best day as a Cardinal. Both days, Saturday and Monday. I thought he played terrific. That was great to see. And Andrew Kaminsky continues to do really good things. And then the other young guys, Jalen Dennis.
Yeah.
You know, we went to our empty package there, and Jalen Dennis did some really nice things. So there's some huge positives. Thrilled with the way our offensive line has progressed from last year. And, you know, we just got caught where we fell behind, and suddenly we're throwing the ball a lot more than we did on Saturday night. And that was a shame because we'd run the ball so well Saturday.
Right.
And really controlled the clock, and that game just kind of got away from us. And when it's just a half, there's a different feeling, a different mindset, like, well, we don't have the same amount of time that we otherwise would. So disappointing. We've got things we've got to get better at on offense, too. There's no question. So, you know, those are things we've got to work hard on in these next 2 days getting ready for Saturday.
It seems like the common theme when I talk to players, and I've talked to you as well, this team seems to be a family, maybe even more close than in years past. What is that environment as it has progressed from the start of the season to now? What is it like in the locker room?
It's an incredible thing. We really have a very unique culture. A lot of places talk about it, but there are things that we do within our program that really cultivate the type of culture that we have. And, you know, given what's happening in society today, you know, you look at the NFL and what's happening in the NFL, it's given us an opportunity to really have some meaningful discussions about life, not football, but life. And when you hear somebody else's story, their genuine story, it changes your perspective. And it changes how maybe you look at life. And we've had a number of players who have actually commented on that. And that's really rewarding as a coach, when you can open the eyes of young people to what's happening in the world and hopefully open their heart up a little bit to empathy, feeling what somebody else might be going through. It's been a really neat process. And I love every team that we have, genuinely. They're like a second family to me. This team's really been special. And we'll get things squared away.
Yeah.
And we're going to be a hard team to beat going forward because we love each other, and we're not afraid to tell each other that.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll break down some plays, and then we'll move forward to the homecoming game.
Sounds good.
We'll be right back on the Red Zone. Welcome back, and now it's time to check the tape.
This Red Zone segment is sponsored by M&M Rentals.
First play I want to get to is Brock Rudder, and this is, again, the consistency shown between him and Kaminsky being on the same page is pretty impressive. And here's a crosser route that goes for 34.
Yeah, they're bringing some pressure. Brock did a great job of really giving ground there. You saw him get to 9, 10 yards to give himself time to get that thing checked down to Drew. And Andrew does a great job after the catch, breaks one tackle, and then really embraces contact into the second one and kind of runs 9 over and then works his way out of bounds. So it was a huge play for us, big third down conversion, very first drive of the game.
Let's go defensive side of the football, and DJ Workington had himself a great game. He makes this play happen, and then Tyler Oakley comes in, and, I mean, he was right there to clean it up. Yeah,
those two were terrific, particularly Saturday night. Playing with a lot of emotion. Tyler made some huge plays that sack and then forces a fumble later on in the game. So saw some great things Saturday night. It was exciting.
Just mentioned DJ Workington's name, and pretty excited after this next play because it was his first career interception.
That's a great play, and really third down. Not only do we get the ball there, but now we save some field position too, and we were able to go from there and put a nice drive together. So DJ played very, very well, and he always plays like his hair is on fire. Plays fast and very physical.
Let's shift the focus ahead a week, and let's go to the Augustana game. The Vikings come in. They come off a tough loss to Milliken, a team that has given other teams in the conference some fits. What do you expect to see from this Viking team?
They're going to play hard, just like every team. They're having a tough year. They're sitting at 1-6, but they've been really close in several of their games. So with a short week of preparation, we've got our work cut out for us.
And then it's homecoming as well to add a little more drama to the festivities. Are you looking forward, because these are the first two players, Lenny Radke and Cam Kniss, from the Thorne era to be inducted into the Hall of Fame?
Extremely excited for those two guys and for the program in general. We wouldn't be where we are right now as a program without what Cam and Lenny did when they got here. In Lenny's case in 2002 and Cam in 2003. But it's been a lot of fun keeping up with those guys, stay in close contact with Cam, and see Lenny now and again, and they're both doing really well. Lenny played for several years in the Arena League, and Cam is wildly successful in the world of finance. So and family man too. So really can't wait to experience that and celebrate that with the whole program, but those two guys in particular.
Hall of Fame weekend, is it always a little extra special? I know it is homecoming and the hoopla is kind of amped up a little bit, but as a coach, while you're trying to focus for the game, do you have a sense of what's going on on the periphery?
Not typically. Last year my dad was inducted, so it was a unique experience there too. So I think we're going to start to see more guys from our era, the Thorne era, I guess, quote unquote, that will be inducted. So it'll be fun. I think every year moving forward, we've had some phenomenal players over the years, and all of them well-deserving.
Hey, when you're as successful as you and your dad are, you get the Thorne era. You get that little moniker.
It's because of the players.
Which is what good coaches say. Quick hit. You ready for this?
Sure.
Your dream vacation spot. Where would you go if you could ship off wherever you want?
Anywhere in the Caribbean. Growing up when I was young, my parents did a wonderful job of saving money to always take a family trip, and we went to the Caribbean a lot. And more here recently, after my mom was diagnosed with cancer, the entire extended family went to St. John, and it was absolutely spectacular. So that'd probably be my #1 choice, St. John, but any place in the Caribbean is good with me. I'm a beach guy.
You mind if I join you? That sounds kind of nice.
That'd be fine.
Coach, thanks for stopping by, and good luck against Augustana.
Thanks, Kevin.
We have Dom Muoghalu stopping by next. We'll be right back on the Red Zone.
What if you could invest in the future? The future of kids, like a stock. Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow.
My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
Welcome back into the Red Zone, and you're back.
Yes,
Welcome
sir.
back. Dom Muoghalu joining the set. You didn't get enough your first time.
Yeah, it was awesome. I love being here. I'll be here any chance I can.
Well, you are probably one of the most, if not the most successful runner in the conference right now. I know you're bashful about it. But what is the feeling like? You've already crossed, I think 11 times you've crossed the goal line this year.
Honestly, I couldn't tell you the exact number because I tried my best not to get caught up in the whole stats and stuff.
We'll do that for you.
Yeah. The only way I know is when people really come up and tell me. But it's just something I thank God about, because honestly, like before coming here, it's the stuff I prayed about. I prayed I could be an impact on the team and help the team be successful, and I feel like I'm doing just that.
I loved Zach Greenberg's quote, and I think we've talked about this as well. I talked to him after the Wash U game. I said, Dom, I mean, you were teammates with this guy in high school. He goes, I don't know where this guy came from. This is not the Dom Muoghalu I know. Holy smokes, this guy, we give him the ball and he's into the end zone before you know it. Just, you mentioned this, to have the impact that you've had in just the short period of time you've been on the team, it's crazy.
Yeah.
How fun is it to be this heavily involved?
It's awesome, because just going back on being an impact, in high school and at my old school, being an impact wasn't really like, I wasn't like a big impact, I'd say. I contributed to the running game, of course, but I felt like I could have been better. And like that off season of high school and then in college, those off seasons, and when I got redshirted, I just wanted to work at really perfecting my craft. And even now, it's not even perfected at all. I have a lot of things I got to work on, but I feel like my skill set is starting to show a lot. So it's really fun to be an impact. It's really fun to be out there with the guys and just winning football games. How
much has Austin Brunig helped you out, just kind of technique-wise, refining some of those little things?
It's like, I can't thank him enough. He's just like everything. Anything that I do, he's helped me at least a little bit with it, whether it's track, whether it's footwork, whether it's aiming points. Him, Coach Wheaton, Coach Randolph, and Coach Thorne, they all just contribute to my success. I can't take this success by myself. I owe it to all of them. I owe it to God, and especially my offensive line. They escort me into the end zone. So.
And then you celebrate with them when you cross the goal line. Let's turn the attention quickly to Wheaton. And I know your individual performance will eventually be shadowed just by the nature of the final score. But how weird was it to be warming up 3 times for this single game and then having to just kind of get amped up over and over again?
It was definitely something weird, I'll say. Like a 48-hour halftime, that's not something you really see in most football games. I'd say it was weird, but getting amped up with the guys is something that I wouldn't trade for the world.
Yeah.
Seeing all the energy, seeing the sparks fly in everybody's eyes, that's the stuff we live for.
Yeah. Sharmore on Monday night. What was that?
The Sharmore Shuffle, oh my gosh.
So there's a name, Sharmore Shuffle?
The Sharmore Shuffle. He's just, it's just the load power drive. It's what Coach Wheaton just amps on the offensive line. That's what makes a successful block. Load power drive phase. And then Sharmore just came out and put it together, and the team just rallied on it. And now it's just something that we got to do every game to get amped up, and it really gets the guys going. And to bring up Brock, I remember him saying specifically, it really gets him going. And I was like, I feel it too. It's an awesome thing to be a part of.
That's awesome. To put it bluntly, though, I'm guessing you guys were pretty disappointed walking off the field after the loss to Wheaton. What was the conversation like immediately after the game, and then as time kind of progressed into yesterday and today?
Of course it was a tough loss, a devastating loss. It's our rival, and we lost the bell. That's just a given. We all know that. But as a team, we just looked at each other and we were like, it's one bump in the road. It's one loss. The last national championship this previous year lost 1 game, and they were still able to make it to the national championship. And one person I want to point out, Zane Ladico, our punter, he told our team, he was like, it wouldn't be a great story without a little adversity. So, it's a minor setback for a major comeback. We're going to dominate the rest of the season. We're going to dominate the CCIW, and I believe we're going to make a deep playoff run and just finish out strong.
First one for you, and I like this question. If you have to survive in the jungle, you get dropped in the middle of a safari, you get one teammate to go in with, who are you choosing?
It's an obvious answer that I'm sure everyone on the team would choose Matt Taylor. He's an animal in himself. And if I got him on my side, I'll just feel as confident as he would. And as long as this man got some food in his stomach, I'm sure he can conquer anything.
I haven't talked to him yet. That's my #1 priority at this point, because everyone keeps talking about this dude. But just from the sense that you guys have given me, I can see him putting mud on his face and getting into the safari.
He's just one heck of a guy. He's just an awesome guy. He can be as tough as nails, but in reality, he has the sweetest heart. He cares for everyone on this team, and he makes sure everyone's okay, even before himself. And it's just that selfless character that makes us appreciate him as a human being and as a teammate even more.
Let's go to your favorite breakfast food. One item.
Breakfast food, I'm going to have to say waffles.
Waffles.
A lot of people are pancake people, but I'm more of a waffle guy, I don't know. It's just something about waffles. I guess it's just the design.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's the best looking breakfast food that I know.
You eat with your eyes.
Yeah, that's what
it
is.
Blueberry waffle. Any specialties? Chocolate chip.
I'm more just an original. Just add a little bit of syrup on there, you know.
Nice.
Take it easy.
Last question. We'll get you out on this. Who wins in a battle? 100 duck-sized horses or 1 horse-sized duck?
I mean, if I'm going to have to go with one, I'm just going to have to say the 100 duck-sized horses, because ducks aren't a small animal, and if you got 100 duck-sized horses, I feel like they could do some damage. And although a horse-sized duck is a scary thing to see, like I won't be around to watch the fight.
I'd be running the other way.
Yeah, I'm not in the picture, but I'm just gonna assume those 100 duck-sized horses will be able to do quite a bit of damage.
Dom, thanks for swinging by, and good luck against the Vikings.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Coming up next, we'll go to the Cardinal Corner. We'll be right back on the Red Zone.
This Red Zone segment is sponsored by Belgio's Catering.
On track to accomplish something never seen on campus, the North Central men's and women's soccer teams are on a collision course. 2017 could be the first time both make it into the CCIW Conference Tournament. The men have made it once, 2015, the women twice, 2012 and 2016. With the experience so fresh, senior Emily Gaither wants to get back into the postseason.
We still have a really good chance of doing it, and I think we can definitely do it. We did it once last year, so my first time doing it last year. I definitely think we can do it again. Especially because it was the first time, like our most successful season here at North Central, so it was amazing. So I know the feeling of it, so yeah, I definitely want to do it again.
While the team is young and hungry and sitting at 3-2 in conference play, assistant coach Katie McNeela knows what it takes down the home stretch to punch a ticket to the tourney.
The race to the postseason is really about remembering what it took to get this far and staying true to who we know we are as a team and staying true to our basics and the foundations that have, made us so successful to this point.
As for the men's team, a 5-0 start raises but one question. Alex Flores, what would it be like to host the tournament?
It'd be amazing. Give the home fans a win, conference championship. It'll be awesome.
It sounds really nice. We got a few games left before we get to that point, so the thing that's gotten us to this point is every game just looking at that one game, and as cliche as it sounds, really just trying to not get ahead of ourselves.
And for head coach Matt Klosterman, the recipe in 2017 is relatively simple.
We go show up every day, everybody has fun, they all want the same things out of it. They want to do well, they want to work hard, they want to improve, and they really enjoy each other. And it's been a really fun year.
Time will tell if both turn hope into reality, and if so, we could see soccer extend well into November for both teams. I would say, as always, we're wrapping up the Red Zone with Clark Tuzier, but we have a substitute. Drew Sauer from the Sports Information Department is here. Welcome. It's your introduction.
I think it's the first time in, 10 years that Clark hasn't been here?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We're 10 seasons strong, and this is the first time, so congratulations.
Glad to be here.
You're replacing a legend.
I know. He said the other day he's been on longer than the X-Files. So,
Well, let's get right to it. Women's volleyball, this is fresh in both of our minds. It happened Tuesday night, a thrilling 5-set game. Obviously one that the Cardinals would have liked to have gone the other way, but hey, it's been an exciting season for this women's volleyball team.
Yeah, they came into Tuesday 2-2 in conference. Obviously they're 0-8 last year.
Yeah.
Big improvement so far along the way. They took the first 2 sets from Elmhurst. Unfortunately lost the final 3. Things kind of hit a roadblock and they never recovered. But that's a good Elmhurst team. They lost 3-0 to them at Elmhurst last year, and it wasn't close.
Yeah.
They were ranked preseason nationally in the top 25. They were 4-1 coming in conference.
Yep.
So we're making big strides this year with basically the same team we had last year. They're playing with a lot more motivation, a lot more fire. You can tell the attitude is just a lot better this year.
What's the feeling, because I'm sure you guys interact with Coach Kyle Exline and his staff, confidence-wise, just as the season has gone along, have you noticed an uptick from them feeling pretty good about the program?
Absolutely. Kyle's just the ultimate motivator.
Yeah.
He's always in a good mood. I've never seen him in a bad mood. He was a little upset last night after the game. Obviously, it's a tough loss. But this morning it was, on to the next one.
Yep.
Let's get a win in the next one. So he's constantly motivating them. It's just a whole new attitude brought to the program, and it's been great.
Well, so volleyball is kind of steamrolling to the end of their season, and they're still kind of on the cusp of maybe making the postseason. But there's 2 teams that are really in good position right now. It's the men's and women's soccer team. Let's start with the women's. 3-1, and this is a turnaround from last year, and they look really good.
Yeah, they have Carroll this week, who is a good team. Their conference record may not show. They're 1-1-2. They've tied 2 games, but they are a very good team.
Yeah.
But if we can, knock them off, puts us in very, very good shape to make the conference tournament.
Let's talk about the men's team. 4-0 in conference. Pretty incredible for this team to be producing at such a high level.
Yeah, they have Carroll again this week as well, just like the women, looking to go 5-0, which would tie the program record for best start in conference play. They're playing very well, especially on the defensive end. They've allowed 1 goal this year in conference play to their 7 goals, so they've pitched 3 shutouts. When you can rely on your defense to pitch, shutouts or just give up 1 goal, makes it a lot easier on your offense. They can play a lot more relaxed, a lot more easier. They can control the ball a lot longer in their zone, more set plays. They don't have to rush and feel like they're playing from behind like in past years.
Men's cross country is moving steadily towards the conference meet, which of course is always an expectation to win. And then this year, it kind of is an expectation to win nationals. This team is really good.
Yes, they are coming off of the pre-national meet down in Principia. That was the 2nd time they've run on this course this year. So come nationals, that will be the 3rd time that they've run on this course.
Yeah.
And they beat SUNY Geneseo, who is the number 2 ranked team in the nation, by 103 points.
Small margin,
Yeah, we had all 5 of our scoring runners placed in the top 15.
Wow.
Drew Patel finished 2nd, just 1 second behind the winner from SUNY Geneseo, who is the favorite to be the individual national champion, come nationals. So we scored 47 points. SUNY Geneseo finished with 150 in a distant 2nd.
Wow.
So I would say, yes, we are for sure the favorite at this point. But like you said, they take it 1 step at a time. Coach Carius. They're not looking ahead to nationals at this point. It's on to conference, which is in 2 weeks, 28th, St. James Farm. Of course, they're very familiar with. Looking for their 44th consecutive conference title, which...
To sum up that program is just wow.
Yeah, there's really no words to describe, what they've done there.
It's unbelievable.
It really speaks for itself.
In any sport, in any level of collegiate athletics, in any level of sports, period, it's pretty unprecedented.
Yeah, to not have one slip up over the course of the last 43 years. It's pretty remarkable.
Let's get to women's tennis because they just wrapped up their regular season. They're going to the conference meet this weekend, and their hopes of maybe taking a match or 2, I think, right?
Yeah, they're kind of like men's and women's soccer. A very young team. They have 6 new players at the 6 singles positions. At number 1, we have a junior transfer, Diana Barceletta. She received a little bit of a tough draw in the tournament. She was the number 4 seed. She beat actually the number 2 seed in the regular season.
Yeah.
So, but in tournament play, you're going to have to play the best at some point.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, the draw really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You still have to beat the opponent in front of you. So we're looking for her. She's definitely our best chance to win a few matches there.
I didn't prep you for this, but we always do a quick hit for Clark too.
All
so.
Right.
I'm randomly picking one, and I'm going with the 100 duck-sized horses or the 1 duck-sized horse. Who wins in that battle?
I'm going to go opposite Dom Muoghalu and say the duck-sized horse because that's just absolutely terrifying.
The mental image is insane.
like ducks are only like this big. Like, I don't know, a horse, you just be like, get off to the side. A duck-sized horse? Like, we have a lot of geese on campus, and they're mean. Like, I don't know, I've never been around like a lot of ducks, but imagining just like a horse-sized goose would be absolutely terrifying.
Nightmares, yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to have to go with the duck-sized horse. That'd be absolutely terrifying.
Drew, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Hopefully I'll be on again.
Yeah, I know. That'd be awesome.
Thanks.
Well, we're wrapping up the show. We'll be right back on the Red Zone.
I dare you. I dare you to change the world. Yeah, you. Getting that college education.
I dare you to be somebody important.
Like be a teacher. Or a reality TV star.
I dare you to stand up here.
To call the shots.
To be a role model.
An inspiration. An innovator.
To be a teacher.
Think you can change my life?
Make me excited about science like you.
Have a career that really means something?
Then do it.
I dare you.
That's it for this episode of the Red Zone. Thank you so much for joining us. Homecoming is on deck. Augustana arrives at Benedetti Worley Stadium. Kickoff at 2. We'll be live on the airwaves on NCTV 17 at 1:45. I'm Kevin Jackman. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Red Zone.